Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going over the Prizepicks plays for NFL Week 8 for Sunday. Give you guys 4 props that I like. Let's get started. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already. Check out the NFL Final Look video. I posted that in the last video, so if you're playing DraftKings FanDuel, definitely give it a look. So getting started with the Prizepicks. First one that I like is to go into the receiving yards prop. We're going to New Orleans, and we're taking the over on Chris Olave. His number is at 64.5 receiving yards. This is one of my favorite games to target DFS-wise. I think it's going to be high scoring. You have Olave, who's been benefiting most of the season, not having to play with Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry. Both guys been out for 4+ weeks straight. And Olave missed one game in between there as well with the concussion-related issue. But other than that, I mean, he's been getting so many targets, so many receptions, getting good opportunities in red zone situations as well. This one, 64.5 receiving yards, just with them not having many receivers that they are super confident in. I mean, Callaway can still do things. Traquan Smith can still have his day, but there's a reason they drafted Olave with their first-round pick. He's a stud. He's looking like it, and he's getting a lot more opportunities than initially thought with Michael Thomas and Landry that they acquired in the offseason. So that's number one. Another one we're going to is Arizona, and we're taking DeAndre Hopkins, also over 76.5 receiving yards. This one is also another one that I like in another game that I think you want to take advantage of. So in his first game back from missing the first 6 weeks with a suspension, he gave you 103 yards. He had 10 receptions, 14 targets. It's another matchup where it should be a back-and-forth shootout type of game between the Vikings and the Cardinals. Still, Marquise Brown is on IR. They didn't play A.J. Green last week, so they're basically left with Hopkins. Rondale Moore, who just had 1 catch last week, and whoever they decide to put in as their third wide receiver. I mean, Dortch can get some receptions, but with Hopkins back, it seems like and Kyler Murray is just going to go back to just targeting and peppering his number one weapon as early and often. So 76.5, for me, expect him to probably flirt with 100, if not more than 100, every single week, especially in good matchups like this one. Another one we're going with is a running back, taking the over 16 fantasy for Tony Pollard. Pollard, whenever Zeke is out and whenever Zeke has been out, he's been a beast. He's had a couple of high 20-point games last year in DraftKings-wise. This one, I mean, he's even playing a part-time role. He's still been giving you good production. They've been letting Zeke score a lot of touchdowns. I mean, Pollard's doing a lot of heavy lifting sometimes, and then when they're inside the 10, they'll give it to Zeke to get the easy touchdown. All that stuff's going to go to Pollard now. They're at home, almost a double-digit favorite. It's at 9.5 right now. Pollard's also going to get a lot of work in the receiving game with them not having Cooper anymore, with CeeDee Lamb and Gallup still. He's back, but he's still probably working his way back up to 100%. Pollard can also catch passes. He's going to get you hopefully 20-plus touches, and if that's the case, 16 fantasy would be pretty easy. Also like his rushing touchdown upside as well, but he also could come through the air, so if this was just overall touchdown, I would like it. Receiving yards, another one that looks pretty good, just with them playing him on 3-down work. I think he's going to be a 3-down workhorse tomorrow. And the last guy is Deontay Foreman, another running back that's going to benefit and by becoming a 3-down back this week. Last week, he split some work with Chuba Hubbard, but he ended up having a much better game than Hubbard. He got a lot of the work down the stretch. He had 27 receiving yards. I mean, I like this at only 11.5 for a guy that's going to... There's really no other running back that they're going to give receiving yard props to. I think this one is super low. He could get that in 1 reception. Also, his 14 fantasy looks decent. But a favorite prop out of Foreman would be the 11.5 receiving yards, then the probably rushing yards, then the fantasy score, and then probably the rushing attempts at 16.5. But Foreman, the matchup on the ground is still, I mean, Falcons overall have been good against the rush, so that's also another reason why I like the receiving yards more than the rushing yards. But overall, Foreman should have a great day. I mean, it's pretty clear that he's going to get almost all the work. If you wanted to make this a 5-man, I would be possibly going over to the passing touchdowns and probably taking like Derek Carr against the Saints. I mean, this one has almost a 50-point total, 49-point total. Expect Carr to get you 2 touchdowns. Dalton is also in the mix for 2 touchdowns. There's rumors swirling about Kamara, so as long as he doesn't get traded by tomorrow, 1 o'clock, he should be in the lineup. But if the Eagles acquire Kamara, then, look out for the rest of the league. They're already making moves, acquiring Robert Quinn a few days ago. And then if you wanted to, I feel good about these 4. If you feel the need to put in a 5th one, I'd probably look to Derek Carr, over 1.5 touchdowns. Look at the receiving touchdowns. All 3 guys are studs. Rushing touchdowns, Kenneth Walker probably, because they do love to run a lot. And the matchup is good against the Giants. Same thing you could say with Saquon Barkley, rushing touchdown. But that's what I got for week number 8. These are the 4 props I like. Chris Olave over 64.5 receiving yards. Hopkins over 76.5 receiving yards. Pollard over 16 fantasy. Foreman over 11.5 receiving yards. Check out Twitter for updates at the DFS process. Check out the website if you want to join. Best of luck week 8, and I will catch you all next time.